Hello, welcome back to the Oscar Buzz YouTube channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the Banshees of Inisherin, but the catch is if you don't like the video, I will cut off one of my fingers. The Banshees of Inisherin, the latest directorial effort from Martin McDonaugh, who, to be completely transparent, is one of my favourite directors working currently. His style of sort of black comedy mixed with very deep emotional through lines and intriguing philosophical questions. It's just always a style that really works for me, and I feel that this film is no different. It's almost exploring similar themes. It almost feels like a culmination of, I guess, themes explored throughout his previous three works, Seven Psychopaths, Three Billboards in Bruges. You know, it's exploring ideas of revenge, the morality of violence, grief, friendship, the meaning of life, all of these things that McDonough has explored before, but none of it feels tired or like McDonough is retreading new ground. And I feel that this is because these ideas, they're conveyed through a very fresh and compelling lens, and that being the general concept of the film. The film revolves around the deterioration of a friendship between two characters played by Colin Farrell and Gleeson, who both deliver absolutely, just remarkable, magnificent performances that will hopefully garner them awards attention at the end of the year. Colin Farrell in particular, he's having a great year, between After Yang, Batman, and then the other one. No, but this is probably my favourite of his performances throughout the year, maybe even at a push my favourite performance of his entire career. Brendan Gleeson as well is also just great. They both really work well together, and it is their sort of chemistry and seeing how their relationship unfolds. That is the real draw of this movie, and really where a lot of the film works. But having said that, you do also have excellent performances, equally good in my opinion, from Kerry Condon and Barry Keoghan in supporting roles, but hopefully they'll get some Oscar attention as well, and other awards attention, because they are also really, really good. I especially sort of love the direction they take both of the characters in, especially Barry Keoghan, with a lot of stuff it's doing with sort of mirroring the relationship between Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson to the relationship between Colin Farrell and Barry Keoghan. A lot of that sort of just really works, and Kerry Condon as well has her own sort of stuff going on, and which is equally well explored. Whilst the general concept of the film, sort of one man deciding he doesn't want to be friends with another man anymore, it's pretty surface level. The story does take some very interesting turns and goes in a very interesting direction, and the plot is actually very surprisingly compelling, given not only the strength of the performances, but also just the superb screenplay. The film starts off very much as sort of a dark comedy, with the comedy being genuinely very funny, and making me audibly laugh in certain moments, before this comedy sort of gives way to a quite tragic set of events. And it is through McDonough's sort of masterful writing that these elements, the comedy and the tragedy, are so seamlessly blended together, and it really makes this film a real roller coaster of emotions, which I think is great. The dialogue is sort of smooth, it's natural, and I believe that it is this combination of screenplay and performance that really means this film is one of the best of the year. I mean, I could continue to gush about how great the screenplay is and how great the performances are, and I do believe it is these sort of two components working in unison and makes a film as great as it is. However, technically, the film was very impressive as well. The cinematography is beautiful. Ireland has never looked so beautiful. And the costumes and production design are able to very clearly establish a very powerful sense of time and place, which is great. This sort of quaint, remote area of Ireland. It feels lived in, it feels freshed out, and most importantly, serves as a very interesting setting for these events to play out. The setting itself feels very integral to the film as a whole, and it's a very cliche thing to say, but at times the setting almost feels like a character within itself. And the way it is also presented also sort of aids the tone of the film, and it helps establish that it feels lively and sort of homely at points. Having said that, there is always that sort of undercurrent of isolation and general melancholy that is always outplayed even in these upbeat moments. The score has a very sort of Irish flavour to it, and it also adds to this feeling of tragedy. The sort of very haunting violin pieces all build this distinctive sense of loneliness and regret that all just help to complement the themes that are at play throughout the movie. So this is quite possibly, I guess, objectively speaking at least, McDonough's finest film. I'd probably pick In Bruges over it, but that is subjective given how much of a strong place that film has in my heart. But I would certainly, this would certainly be deserving of a Best Picture nomination, which I think at this point is pretty strong to receive it. It's possibly in the top 5 now for Best Picture. I also believe that it's strongly in line for sort of acting nominations. how many is a different question, but like Gleeson, Farrell, and Condon are all going to be in the conversation. I would like Keegan to be there as well, especially since he is maybe even the standout of the movie for me. Maybe Colin Farrell actually, but like Barry Keoghan is very, very good in this role. And also screenplay as well is pretty much a surefire bet at this point in original screenplay. I feel that some below the line stuff would be deserving. I don't know how strong it is. So aside from maybe a category like score, which I could see it getting, I think it's sort of there. I don't think any other text will happen for it. As for McDonough in directing, this is a very interesting one because I'm not sure. I would really like it to see. I'd really like to see it happen, but right now he feels like a sort of very strong number 6. You know, you've got Spielberg, Sarah Polley, the Daniels, Todd Field, and Damien Chazelle. They're all ahead of him at the moment, and they do make a very strong top 5. It's just if this film was in wing conversation for picture, which I think it should be, and it very well could be, I could maybe see him sliding in as sort of maybe a surprise pick, but one that I would be very much here for. So yeah, this is a very, very, very strong recommendation for me. I feel that this film is like an absolute triumph, and definitely one of the best of the year. The themes are mature and so sort of carefully and interestingly and complexly and intriguingly explored. So, like, these themes deserve a whole analysis video within themselves. And I do also think that the performances and screenplay, as mentioned, are some of the best of the year. So, I'd probably give it around maybe a 9.5, given just the distinct lack of negative feelings I have towards this film. Like, there's really nothing I have to say negative about it, which is really nice. It's really nice to see a film that you love and would wholeheartedly recommend to anyone. I think anyone would love this, and I highly implore you to check it out. But if you've seen it, what did you think? Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below, and as always, make sure to subscribe for more film and awards content. But as always, see you in the next one.